Hey everyone, how's everybody doing out there today? I hope you all are well. Give me one quick second. I'm going to go ahead and share this video. So we can get some more folks to join in. We got a great topic that we're going to discuss today. It's all about time management, and how it affects your health. If you guys tuned in just a few minutes ago when it wasn't working, I do apologize for wasting your time, because it's all about not wasting time, right? Because our time is precious, right? Our time is so very precious. So let's get right into it. Thanks for joining me today on this episode of Talk with the Doc. It is Sunday, May 20th, 2018. It is now 3:14 p.m. And you all know who I am. I'm Dr. Nicole, your board certified family medicine physician. I help pastors and busy professionals, folks who are overworked, overwhelmed, and overweight, to transform their minds, bodies, and spirits so that they can have a greater impact on the world all around them. There is their communities, their children, and their congregations. So, like I said, today we are going to, hey there, Miss Frida, thank you so much. Love to you as well. If you guys join in today, please leave your name in the comments and say hello so I can acknowledge you. I appreciate you guys taking your time to be with me today. We're not going to be before you long, as they say in church. We're not going to belabor the time, right? We're not going to belabor the time, but we're going to just come to you for a few moments, and we just want to talk to you a little bit about time management, and how time actually affects our mental health. We all know that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and so we are smack dab in the middle of May. And so we want to talk about things that affect our mental health. We all know that time is precious, right? Our time is so very precious. I wanted to just read this to you. What do you guys know about commodities? You know, commodities, gold and silver. You get goosebumps talking. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I get goosebumps too. It's all that magic. We sprinkle them, right? We sprinkle them. How many of you know about commodities? Commodities like gold and silver and grain and oats, all those things that we sell right in the market. But how many of you know the world's most valuable commodity is time, right? Time is the most valuable commodity. I wanted to read you this. Imagine that there is a bank that credits your account each morning with $86,400. It carries over no balance from day to day. Every evening it deletes whatever part of the balance you failed to use during that day. What would you do? Draw out every cent? Well, each of us has a bank. Hey, Dr. Crystal, thanks so much for joining in. Each of us has a bank. It's called time. Every morning it credits you with 86,400 seconds, and every night it writes off as a loss whatever you have failed to invest wisely. It carries no balance, it allows no overdraft, and each day it opens a new account for you. If you fail to use the day's deposit, the loss is yours. You can only blame yourself. There's no going back. There's no drawing against tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposit. Invest it in every opportunity. The clock is running. You've got to make the most of today, right here, right now. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Guys, time is so precious, right? We don't get a lot of it. I mean, it sounds like a lot, 86,400 seconds in a day, but how much time has already passed along? A lot of time, right? So we have to make the most of our time. And like I said, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so time actually affects our mental health. Why? Because we know that when we are running out of time, how many of you have ever been late trying to get somewhere? I know I am. I'm not really good with my time all the time, right? So late trying to get somewhere, and so you're rushing, you're speeding, you're forgetting something at home, you forget your phone. You forget your portfolio. You forget your computer. You forget something because you're wasting. You're rushing. Excuse me, and you're running out of time, right? So time is so precious, and sometimes when we have not planned and we have not done the things we need to do with our time, we end up rushing and we end up missing things and we end up missing out on things. And then sometimes when we're rushing, we're actually putting more stress on our bodies. Why? Because now we're stressed out because we've either lost something, we've lost time, we've lost an opportunity, we've missed an interview, we've missed money because we're not managing our time well. And what does all that extra stress do? It releases stress hormones into the blood. It clogs our bloodstream. Okay, it increases your blood pressure. It increases your heart rate. It ages you. Your skin doesn't look as radiant and brilliant, right? You get tired. You get fatigued. You get worn down. Hey, Miss Courtney, thanks so much for joining in. I appreciate it. Good to see you. So when we are rushing and we're not managing our time well, it results in anxiety. It can result in depression, and it can result in insomnia. All the stuff that we talk about during Mental Health Awareness Month, right? So what kind of things do we spend our time on? I wanted to read just something really quick on stuff that we spend our time on and how much time we spend. We don't even know how much time you spend on things. So did you know that you spend 25 years of your life sleeping? 25 years, right? And how many of you know we work a 40-hour work week, right? Most of us. Some of us 60, some of us 80. But most people work a 40-hour work week. Did you know that you actually work for 10.3 years? Like if you put it all together, your work. Hey, Miss Sarita, thanks for joining in. Appreciate you watching. You work for 10.3 years, right? So that's a lot of years that you spend working. Did you know that women spend 17 years of their life trying to lose weight? 17 years of their lives trying to lose weight. Wow. That means being on some kind of diet. That means being on some kind of weight loss program. 17 years, right? So how many of you know that people watch TV for 9.1 years? That is a long time. That's a long time. And we're wasting time. We're wasting time. And how many of you know we spend 1.1 years cleaning? That's a long time to spend cleaning. Okay, we spend 3.66 years eating. Hey, Miss Yvonne, thanks for joining in. You will drive a car for 4.3 years. That's if you're not commuting to get to your job, right? You're driving a car for 4.3 years. You spend 3 months of your life sitting in traffic. 3 months of your life. That's a long time to sit in traffic. I hate sitting in traffic. I hate sitting in lines. I hate just waiting, period. If I'm someplace and there's a long line to wait, I'll just kind of do something else until the line goes down. Do something else, right? How many of you know you spend 70% of your waking life in front of your digital media? Right here on Facebook, right? 70% of your waking life in front of digital media. Okay, so we spend time doing all kinds of things. So our time is so precious because we don't have a lot of it, right? We have 24 hours and like I said, we're sleeping. We're supposed to be sleeping for really 6 to 8 hours of that time, adults, but some of us get shorter. But you're supposed to be sleeping for 8 hours, and then you're working for 8 hours. You're commuting sometimes for up to 2 hours, sometimes even longer. You've got to spend time with your family. You've got to cook. You've got to clean. You've got to do something socially, to take some pressure off. So we don't have a lot of time. So wasted time, like I said earlier, causes stress and anxiety. Why? Because then we're rushing. We feel like we're not being valued when someone wastes our time. We feel like it makes you angry. And when you get angry, you get frustrated. Like I said, it raises your blood pressure up. It raises your pulse rate up. Your respirations go up. You actually get more stress. Hey there, Miss Marika, thanks for watching. You get more stress in your shoulders and your traps, and so you can actually get spasms when you're stressed. And so when you're not spending good time management, then that's when you get stressed. So what can we do about it? What can we do to alleviate stress and do better with our time? Well, first of all, you need to be more organized, right? You've got to get more organized. Got to get more organized. Whew, how do we do that? Well, we've got all kinds of apps now that can help you get organized. There's things like Asana and there's another one I can't. Todoist. There's all kind of apps now that can help you kind of list out what you need to do for the day and help you get organized. So guys, first things first, get organized. Write stuff down. If you're not good about putting it into your phone or into your computer, write it down, right? Carry, like old school, we used to carry around the planners with us. Write it down, right? We're getting back to that. Hey there, Miss Cleva, thanks so much for watching. Write your stuff down. Make lists, okay? Sometimes we need a list. Sometimes we forgetting things like, oh my gosh, I can't remember what I was supposed to be doing. Hey there, Miss Jamel, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a loyal watcher. And for sharing the videos. You guys, please share the video if you know of anybody that needs some help with their time management and with their health. Make a list, right? Outsourcing, that's another good one. Now, outsourcing sometimes can cost some money, but sometimes, how many of you know that time is money? So when we outsource, and outsource basically means hire somebody to do a task for you, right? So outsourcing, like I have somebody come and do some tidying up. Things like, I don't want to feel like washing my baseboards, so I get somebody to come and do that for me. Washing the windows sometimes, get somebody to come do that for you, right? Because I don't have time. I'd rather spend that time with my family or spend that time with you all, my watchers, right? And so I outsource certain things. You have to know how to ask for help when you need it. And sometimes we don't know what we need help with. For a long time, I needed to get an assistant, a virtual assistant. And I didn't for a long time because I kept saying, I don't know what I even need help with. But how many of you know that I have a great assistant now? Big ups to Miss Shayna Boston of Boston First. She's helped me get my life on track for real. So sometimes you have to ask for help. Get an assistant, okay? Learn how to ask for help and then accept the help that you get. And I wanted to bring up people like virtual assistants and Shayna because you should hire help with concierge services. Now, what is concierge? Everybody knows about concierge. Like at the hotel, we call the concierge when we need some help with something, right? When we need a restaurant to go to, or when we need to know where we should go and spend the evening when we're in another city, we call the concierge, and the concierge will let us know where we're supposed to go, or they'll bring us something up to our room. They'll bring us, if we need extra towels, the concierge will come and help us up. So what is concierge services? Well, concierge services are getting actually more kind of media coverage nowadays. I found a great article in the New York Times. It says, my personal to-do list, the concierge has it, right? And what they talk about in this article is that concierge services are actually becoming more popular and more familiar in the United States. Because why? People have recognized that their time is short. And so when your time is short, you need some help, somebody to do sometimes the little menial tasks for you, right? So concierge services used to be associated with a white glove service of bringing you lobster at 4 a.m. But the new concierge service is more about saving time. So this is when you need somebody to get some information for you. You can hire a concierge service, or like I said, you can hire a virtual assistant and somebody can do that for you. So that's what concierge services are all about. They're about getting stuff for you and bringing stuff to you so that you can have more time to do other things, the things that matter, right? All right. So you've got to hire some help sometimes and get concierge services. So that brings me up to my next topic that I want to talk about. What is concierge medicine? Now, you guys know I'm a doctor. I'm a concierge medical doctor. What is concierge medicine? Concierge medicine it's what I call healthcare at your service. It's personalized healthcare at your service. So a lot of people don't have time to go to the doctor. I hear that excuse all the time. Well, doc, I didn't have time to come in until they get super duper sick and then they end up in the hospital, right? So what concierge medicine does is it allows you to save time, and it gives you more time to do all the other things that you need to do, and then your health care is taken care of, but it's on your time. So for instance, my concierge patients, my patients that have high blood pressure, I see them in the office. The first time I get them a blood pressure cuff, I read their blood pressure cuff against my blood pressure cuff. And then after that, instead of them having to come into the doctor every month or every 3 months, they just upload their blood pressure readings to me. And then we can adjust their medication regimen or their lifestyle regimen based off of their readings, right? So they save time. They don't have to come into the office. They don't have to wait in a waiting room. I know people complain about waiting in a waiting room sometimes up to an hour, or waiting, you wait in the waiting room for an hour and then you get back to the doctor's office and then you wait for another 20 minutes. Oh my God, why am I waiting so long? Well, because doctors have a lot of patients to see, and sometimes we're double booked or we're triple booked, or we get an emergency or something else happens. And so we don't always have time to get to you right away. We have to triage, so we have to kind of get the most important, the most life-threatening things first. So if somebody's having a heart attack, we have to take care of that first. So with concierge medicine, you don't have to come into the office necessarily. We can do things over the phone. We can do things over what's called telemedicine. We can do things where you're just uploading me your numbers. And it's not just with blood pressure. That's also with diabetes and cholesterol, even coughs and colds, even things like UTIs or rashes, you don't have to come into the office. So the other good thing about that is you don't have to be around the other sick people, right? If you're just coming in for something routine, like you just need a medication refill, you don't have to be around the sick people who are hacking and coughing and sneezing, right? And then that way you can just, my patients just call me like, hey, Dr. Nicole, I need such and such, or they text me, I need such and such. So Dr. Nicole carries 2 phones, okay? I've got my personal phone, but then I've got my concierge phone. Yeah, it says Doctorpreneur. We make money moves, right? But my concierge patients, they have 24/7 access to me on my phone. So whenever they need something, they can contact me. Now, how do concierge services work? With concierge medicine or direct primary care, you pay like a membership fee. You pay a fee every month, and that gives you access to the doctor, right? So you don't have to pay a copay. You don't have to pay a deductible. You don't have to pay for an office visit after you get done. How many of you know that usually we charge your insurance? Whatever the insurance doesn't cover, we're going to send you a bill. Yeah, we send you the bill. So then you have a bill to pay. So if you have a high deductible insurance plan, that means you're paying the entire fee. You might not pay it that day, but you're going to get a bill for the entire visit, the entire everything, until you've reached your high deductible. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been on the high deductible plan for years, and I've never, ever, ever met my deductible. So I end up paying for everything. So direct primary care and concierge medicine, you actually end up saving some money because you're just paying that one monthly fee instead of paying fees on top of that, right? So my patients say, well, do you take insurance? Well, I don't take insurance, but that's because you just pay your one monthly fee and then you're covered, right? You're covered for your office visits. Most of your labs, most of the labs are also covered. Your in-office labs are covered. And like I said, you have 24/7 access to your doctor. How many of you know that my patients call me anytime? I had a patient call me on Christmas Day. I was like, Doc, I got a rash. I said, okay, log into the portal. Let me see it. I got to see the rash, sent her the medication into the pharmacy, bada boom, bada bing. She got to stay in her jammies on Christmas Day. I got to stay with my family on Christmas Day. It was a win-win situation for everyone. So if you are a busy business owner, or if you are a busy mom, or how many of you know sometimes like as parents, we don't want to bring our kids to the doctor's office because there's other sick kids there, right? So I do house calls. So my concierge patients or my direct primary care patients, I go to their homes to see them. So they don't have to worry about bringing their kids around other people. So if you are a busy professional, if you are a parent, if you just are short on time, then you need to look into a program like direct primary care or concierge medicine, because that would work for you. Even if you don't have insurance or if you're underinsured, that's another great program that would work for you, right? And it's all about saving time. Saving time. Time is money, guys. Time is money. So time is money, and I've got some patients that are waiting for me. Oh, and then one more benefit of direct primary care and concierge medicine is there's no time limit. So most of my patients, I see them for anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. How many of you can raise your hand and say, I've seen my doctor for an hour? You can't, right? Because most of the time we only have 8 to 10 minutes to spend with you in that regular doctor's office. Can you use medical spending? As long as it's on a card that's like a Visa or MasterCard, yes, Ms. Jamel, you can use your medical spending. So would the fee cover the entire family? Well, so personally, my fee is for an individual, but I do have family fees as well. And each direct primary care concierge practice has their own way, but I do have a family a fee for families. So you just have to get more information from me. There's a book now on my site. If you book now and look at the complimentary discovery session where we can talk about and I can discuss with you just specifically what your fees would be and how I can help cover you and your family. All right, that would be great. So go ahead and hit that book now button and go ahead and schedule a discovery session with me. All right, so more time is spent with the doctor, so you're learning more things about health and wellness and diet and exercise and how we can manage your medical issues without medicine sometimes. And then more of your time is honored because you're not wasting time by waiting and waiting and waiting, right? So that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Time management. It's so important for your mental health, right? And like I always tell my patients, we are one being made of 3 parts: mind, body, and spirit. So we've got to be healthy in our entire body. Tell them the website. You can go to Dr. Nicole D.O. as Dr. Nicole, DrNicole, at drnicoledo.com, right? So Dr. Nicole at drnicoledo.com is my email, and then my website is drnicoledo.com. All right. So you can also, like I said, push the book now button right there, and you can get a session, complimentary discovery session with me to learn more about concierge medicine and how this works for you and how it can work for you. So you guys, thank you so much. Remember, mental health, time management, ask for help, outsource, make lists, get a personal assistant or a virtual assistant. And I will see you guys next time for Talk with the Doc. You all know who I am. I'm Dr. Nicole, your board certified family medicine physician. I help pastors and busy professionals, folks who are overworked, overwhelmed, and overweight, to transform their minds, bodies, and spirits so that they can have a greater impact on the world around them. Please join me each Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Talk with the Doc, and I will see you guys next time on Talk with the Doc. All right? Thank you so much. And look in the comments and I'll let you know how you can get my book, The 12 Secrets of Divine Health. You can go to divinehealthbook.com. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, Miss Frida. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.